Had a chat earlier with Gary about his milestone concert. It's Friday at the Music Museum. This time it's about health, family, and his 4-decade career. Gary, you're a type 1 diabetic. You also had the bypass and cancer surgery in 2018. How are you now?
I'm
physically.
Great. I'm great now. I'm back to working out. I can't wait for the concert on Friday. I've got stuff to do on television and all that stuff in the week to come. So I'm excited. I'm feeling really good about it. And there's nothing like feeling good when you're about to enter a lot of, that season of work that you need to fulfill at 100%.
You know what? We have something in common. We're not only Lasalites from the Sal Green Hills, but also we are diabetic.
Yes, we are.
How do you manage it?
It's been a challenge every day, for the past 45 years of my being type 1 diabetic. And some people do come up to me and say, alam mo, Sir Gary, it's like you never age. You still look the same as you did. That's because I have no choice, folks. I have to take care of myself because if I don't, who knows what can actually happen. And many times with the type 1 diabetic, when there's something that goes on with the body, if you don't take care of yourself, that's not reversible. You cannot bring it back to the way it was before. So I've been able to take care of myself. I have a great team that watches over me as well. And of course, my wife who's there to, make sure that, I don't forget the important things.
And how important is Angeli in your life, both as a wife, a mother, and as a manager?
Okay, no marriage is perfect.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that. But when you look at the blessings that you've been given, I must say that I think she's the main reason why this heart is still beating. And because she's taken care of me. She's given up and sacrificed so much of what she could have gotten for herself from me and the family. She's been like that from day one. And that's something that's never diminished in her. So I think that that's her biggest contribution. She sees to it that I'm physically okay, I'm mentally alert, and I'm spiritually connected, to God to make sure that where I'm going is where I need to go, and what direction I'm taking is the direction I'm supposed to be in.
And of course, you have 3 wonderful kids.
Oh, wonderful.
Paolo, Gab, and Kiana, and a granddaughter. Two?
I have one granddaughter, that's Leia, and a grandson, Luch.
Wow. That really gives you extra energy.
You see the smile on my face? Really.
To be a lolo?
Well, I'm more of the woke generation, so they call me Papi. My grandfather was also called Papi, and I like that. So I'm a Papi to them, and if we had time, I would talk about the two of them.
For the remainder of the show.
In a nutshell, it's a joy that goes beyond what is the norm. To see Leia, when she gives me a card after my performances, which she did, she gave me one that she personally wrote, and she just wanted to give it to me, and that just melted my heart. It's a blessing that goes beyond any other blessing that I've been given.
It is indeed. Having grandchildren, having loving kids, and a loving wife, and of course, taking care of your health, you really have to, it's like a collaboration, it's a synergy, because like you have big plans already for 2024.
Yes, I do.
Right?
Yes, I do.
You're preparing for your big concert.
We're preparing for a big one on April 26 or 27, or 26 and 27 at the Mall of Asia Arena. It's called Pure Energy, One More Time or One Last Time. We don't know, okay? But we're planning something big. And all of these things that are happening now are all gearing up toward the culminating event of my 40th year in the industry.
And your parents, your mom and your dad?
They're no longer around.
Yes, but how important were they in your life as a student, when you're starting off in the music industry, and what you are today?
Well, both my parents were two very different personalities. My dad, who I always will remember as perhaps the most humble person I've ever met in my life, he's the one that thankfully has instilled that in my heart, where thinking of myself as better than others, that's just not a part of me. My mom, on the other hand, is the one who had the voice and the character and the way that she could communicate with people. That I thank her for very, very much. But the way that they loved me, and not just me, but 6 of my other siblings, I think it just made us who we are today. It's a big reason why we are who we are today, because of how my parents treated me. And I hope that I can do the same. I hope I've done the same from my children. And I think somehow that has worked, because you said a while ago, wonderful children. The word wonderful is a word we often use, but it's an understatement when it comes to my children, who I'm so very proud of, Rico.
And it is indeed very auspicious that we celebrate our loved ones who are not here with us today on All Saints Day and All Souls Day.
Yes.
And you just came back from sold-out concerts in North America.
In Canada.
In Canada.
US
yes,
and
in
Canada.
So what does it feel like to be with our kababayans, inspire them, especially during these challenging times?
You see the smile on my face? You know, when people come into a concert, and I often use this formula, but it's fun and relevance. We put it together, and you can come up with a concert that doesn't just leave an impact on people's minds, but on their souls as well. And that's what happened especially in Canada, because I was supposed to be there in 2020 and 2021, but the pandemic kept me away from that. Then 2022 came, and I had a tour in the US. So finally, 2023 hit. We went to Winnipeg, Calgary, and Toronto.
But of course, it was also a challenge because you had pneumonia.
Yes. Oh, I had,
Pneumonia.
okay, just since we're here in CNN Philippines, yes, Gary Valenciano had pneumonia on the first concert and the second and the third concert without me knowing it, okay? I only found out about it in the middle of the week before I did concert number 2 and 3 in 2 different states in the United States. But thankfully, I was taken care of by my doctor, who's an excellent pulmonologist, Dr. Joseph Varon from Houston, and he was guiding me through the steps, and I got better and better and stronger and stronger. So by the time the tour ended, I was basically 110% ready. If there was a concert the next day, come on, let's go for it. And then Gabriel was my guest, plus maneuvers, plus my niece and my nephew. So it was just generations on stage. It was a concert I don't mind doing again and again and again.
You'll be doing that in 2024, 2025,
yes.
and beyond.
We are.
And you know, Gary, you have so many hits from Gaya ng Dati, Eto Na
Yes.
Naman, Di Bale Na
Yes.
Lang, Shout for Joy, etc., etc. Can you give me 3 OPM hits that are not Gary Valenciano that you will always remember, that will be a part of your career? Non-Gary Valenciano OPM
Wow,
hits.
how hard naman to choose just one.
The 3.
3.
Even 3.
Okay. I think there's
Sorry, in a spot.
let me just name na lang the artist.
Yes.
Okay, because they have tons of music that
Correct.
will forever, but South Border is one. Forever, their music will be a part of me. I am a fan of Moira. Okay, and I'm also a big fan of Martin Rivera. So he has a song called Be My Lady that I think will forever be a part of me. Even if I don't sing like that, that's the music I used to play all the time. Before I entered the industry, I would play that one song, vinyl, listen to Be My Lady, and I'd go, I can't sing like that. Ang galing-galing niya, but that's the truth. And he knows that.
And even early in your careers, they would always say, oh, it's Gary V versus Martin Rivera. Right? There will always be that, friendly competition.
There's
between
also
the Concert King
correct.
and Mr. Pure
And
Energy.
it's always been friendly. It's just the fans that we used to get, really into each other's nerves, and the media that had their own, camps to support. But there's also a song called "Lead Me, Lord," that's written by Arnel De Pano. That will forever be a part of me as well.
One more time, your concert this Friday, and the 100th and the 102nd.
Okay.
At the Music Museum.
At the Music Museum, it's called Gary V. Back at the Museum. That's this Friday, November 3 at 8 p.m. at the Music Museum. Let's see. I don't know if there's going to be any other show that's going to be this grandiose in that small venue. But we do have 2 more concerts. It's been confirmed on November 30 and December 1. Tickets will be out very, very soon. All the info will be out online. And I'm hoping you guys get your tickets right away.
Mr. Pure Energy himself, giving so much passion and energy right here in the final word, Gary Valenciano.
Thank you.
Animo.
Animo. Animo, Rico.
Thank you very much. Gary Valenciano, here on the final word.